Hello dear students, we are on lesson 8 materials and solutions. These are the key topics: change of state of matter, solute, solvent and solution, soluble and insoluble substance, methods of separation. So let us begin the lesson. So anything that has matter and occupies space is called matter. So whatever anything is having a mass and occupies space, so we call it as a matter. The different things around us such as rocks, animal, plant, air, sand, water, etc. which takes up space and have weight are called matter, which takes up space and also has a weight. So matter can change its form from one state to another. It is very Matter can change its form from one state to another. So the three states of matter are solid, liquid and gas. Okay. Now coming to change of state of matter. Now this infobus portion is very important. All the lines which are underlined, just please see and make it underline. Now infobus portion, some solids change directly into gas vapor state. This is called sublimation. For example, naphthalene balls. After some time, when you purchase naphthalene balls and keep it in your almirah or anywhere, you will see after few days it has decreased in size. This is due to sublimation directly into the air or vapor state. The process by which a solid changes into a liquid on heating is called melting. Please underline it. The process by which a solid changes into a liquid, we call it as a melting process. So ice is a solid, changes into water, liquid, and solid wax melts down on heating. Solid wax also melts down on heating. Now coming to the next, the process by which a liquid changes into a gas. Liquid portion changes into a gas. We call it as what? Evaporation. Now water changes into a liquid, water vapor, that is a gaseous form. Now condensation. The process by which a gas changes into a liquid on cooling is called condensation. For example, you are boiling some water and after some time if you put a cold steel plate just over it, you will see the droplets of water are formed. That is the process of condensation. That process we call it as a condensation process. So for example, water vapor gas changes into water liquid on cooling and dewdrops can be seen on a grass. Dewdrops can be seen on a grass. That is also an example of condensation process. The process by which a liquid changes into a solid on cooling is called solidification. For example, ice. The liquid, suppose you are keeping the liquid you have kept in a freezer. So that turns into an ice which is in a solid form. The freezing is a type of solidification. So water is a liquid, changes into ice on freezing. Now coming to solute, solvent and solution. Let us see it. Add a spoonful of sugar. Add a spoonful of sugar in a glass of water. In a glass of water, add a sugar and stir it well. Mix it well. The particles of sugar will disappear. Obviously, it is soluble, so it will disappear. This happens because the molecules of sugar occupies the space in the water. It occupies the space. The volume and the appearance of water in the glass remains the same. However, the taste will become sweet. The appearance and the volume will remain same, but the taste will become sweet. Many solids such as salt and sugar dissolve in water. In such a case, the solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. Very important, please underline it. The liquid in which a solid dissolves is called the solvent. The liquid which we get when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called a solution. The liquid which we get when the solute dissolves in a solvent, we call it as a solution. And water is an universal solvent. Why? Because it can dissolve a wide variety of substances in it. Lot of variety of substance can be dissolved in water. Now coming to the activity. This activity you can perform and do. Take a glass of water and add a spoonful of salt in it. It will disappear. Stir it properly. The salt will disappear. Now taste the water. It is salty. The salt dissolves in water to form a solution and the solution tastes salty. Now this is a solution, salt solution. We can say salty salt solution. Now soluble and insoluble substance. What are soluble substance and what are insoluble substance? There are some substances that completely dissolve in a liquid to form a solution. Some substances are there which completely dissolve. Such substance we call it as a soluble substance. Example, salt, coffee powder, sugar, they are soluble substance and get completely dissolved in water. You can see here. Now gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide are soluble in water. Name the two gases which are soluble in water. Very important line. Questions may come like this. Name two gases which are soluble in water. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are soluble in water. When two liquids completely dissolve in each other, they are called miscible liquid. What are miscible liquid? When the two liquids completely dissolve in each other. They completely dissolve. So we call it as a miscible liquid. Example, milk, juice, ink get mixed with water. Therefore, we call it as a miscible liquid. Now, substances that do not dissolve in a liquid are called insoluble substances. Various substances are there which do not dissolve in a liquid. Example are chalk powder, wood, stone. These are the few examples of insoluble substances. Now coming to this gases, few gases are also there insoluble in water. They are hydrogen, nitrogen, helium. In exam it may ask name two gases which are insoluble in water. Hydrogen, nitrogen, helium, they are all insoluble in nature. Okay. Now coming to immiscible liquid. Immiscible means that do not dissolve completely or mixed together. For example, mustard oil, coconut oil, kerosene, diesel, petrol, they do not dissolve in water. They will float in water. Why they will float in water? Because it is lighter. Because it is lighter liquid that floats on the top of other liquid. It is lighter than water, so it floats on the water surface. So, liquids that do not dissolve completely when mixed together are called immiscible liquid. Please underline it. Then the examples are mustard oil, coconut oil, kerosene, diesel and petrol. Two immiscible liquids are mixed together, they form separate layer. They form a separate layer. The lighter liquid floats on the top of other liquid. The lighter liquid will always float on the top of other liquid. For example, when oil is mixed with water, the oil floats it because it is lighter than the water surface. Floats on water surface. On the next part, we will teach methods of separation.